I mean, it's drawn up perfectly for middle of field coverage, just like that.
Kill. Looks like the rookie Kyle Hamilton, the safety, is back.
Went off the line of scrimmage, shake. Now hold your stem, little arm twirl, and then run away from number 3, Caleb Farley.
Across from number 18. This one early. One of 11 passes defensed by the Eagles in this game. There's pick number 1. A near second interception. That's the previous play to this, the interception.
We've seen time and time again, the best thing Lattimore does here, not only is he ride him, but watch what he does. He pushes him all the way to the boundary.
The difference here is they allowed him to step up in the pocket. This is one-on-one. He turns J.C. Jackson, the premier corner in the NFL,
just inches short. And give Trubisky credit. They threw a lot at him defensively.
Had a pretty good first game last week. Stems him inside. He catches him going too far inside, and that's just an easy completion.
Oh, Matthew Stafford checks it. Robinson's get a foot fire. Basically, he's stepping on ants. Freezes Terrell.
Really have a good night. You see Caleb Farley is playing off man coverage. Stephon sells the go route. Gives Caleb the
phase. Pretty good coverage. Kind of that slow release. But look at the location. Unbelievable catch to get the right hand down.
Kyler Gordon on the outside, and the old veteran got him. Watch him just take his time, set up this move, and then hit the jets. He was one of the faster guys coming out of that draft, and they have found a way to...
But watch Ramsey. Here he is. They're going to Brian Edwards on Ramsey.
Outstanding technique. I mean, this is one-on-one. There's no help over the top.
To drop it in the bucket, it's another thing to drop it in a shot glass or a red Solo cup. I mean, come on, man.
And we were talking about this at halftime. Are they going to take a shot at Cordell Flood? He's the guy that's in for Aaron Robinson, who had a appendectomy.
You mentioned the size, play action. He's got all kinds of time, and he's just grabbing onto the jersey. Once he makes that cut to the outside, you can see he's very handsy the entire.
DJ Wanham, number 98. He's the guy who's trying to take care of Devonte Smith.
A lot of people, James, think it could be this guy. And that's a great matchup out there. Big by the offensive line. This is a play-action pass. It takes a while to develop. It's a lot deeper down the field. And Cortland Sutton does a nice job and just a little hint inside.
Being tested early and coming up on this opening drive.
They've scored a whole bunch of touchdowns like that. It looked like Gordon was in trouble. Lassard had him off the line of scrimmage, had a half a step, and then a league.
Going to be a very good receiver in this league.
Just taking their shot.
Well, they got the matchup that they like. Try to do a double move and go for the home run shot. Pretty good job there, staying in phase.
You've got a deep safety. His job to keep everything in front of him. He gets...
When we met with Lovie Smith the other day, I asked him about one thing. I said, when Russell Wilson, you're playing against him, do you plaster? That means you stick with the receivers. Ezekiel Turner on Darren Waller, and look, you're going to take that all day long.
Watch him tap his toes on the sidelines. But Cooper Kupp's running this deep out route. And I can't wait for you guys to see this from the sky cam. But watch his toes right here. Bam. Eyes on the ball. Tap, tap. I mean, just.
He's up in his face, but just watch the entire route. When an offensive player running a route has to just constantly hand fight, constantly run through contact, it just makes it so hard to track the ball.
Freed up Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Mack Holland, 6'4", 220 pounds. Difficulty matching his jersey number.
I mean, the patience. He's just slow to get off the line, make it look like he's blocking for Tutu Atwell. And from the jump, watch him jump this route. It's a quick out route. Jalen wastes no time and attacks this thing. Oh, almost undercuts it. Oh, Christmas come early, 5. We got to handle that one.
It's Dodson on the outside, and he's going up against the backup, Will Harris. Amani Oruwariye is out. He had back stiffness.
For offense, it goes for 34. You know, you think about quarterbacks and being experienced. Russell Wilson had thrown to Cortland Sutton early.
The camera work was as good as the footwork. Unbelievable job staying with Jameis there on the scramble drill.
How about that response by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, using some speed of their own. He talked to us this week about the speed and the...
Jahan Dodson, same play as last week against Jacksonville.
This is really one of the first times we've seen him run real man beaters. You can see Lattimore up in press. Off to the left side of your screen. Look at the nice job there.
Well, you have him in a reduced split, so you create leverage and room outside. Flacco had time to throw, and a great
Those are like those little nuanced things, right, Lou? Great job by Steph. He is going to work on those seams.
But if you're going to go with this matchup because of the size, I'm surprised he didn't put it up into the air. He threw that off.
Armour Davis giving a lot of cushion to Jalen Waddle, and once he gets his hips turned, it's an easy route to get open.
Corey Davis, a physical receiver, a guy they like to go to. Hasn't performed as well as they hoped when they went out and got him in free agency.
Field, watch this play. He gets his arm in, that left arm in, and knocks it away. Excellent play by Williams. Well, Tua Tagovailoa tries to force it in to Tyreek Hill.
They vacate the middle of the field. They get the stack. Patience, cross him up. That's an awesome job. Send Singletary away.
That I'm so strong, right? You tell the ref right now, hey, dude, I'm just that powerful. You shouldn't be flagging that. Oh, unfortunate.
Was Wilson the intended target?
I think if Flacco puts some heat on this ball, it's complete. But he has a little bit of loft on it, and Johnson.
First of this year.
Watch a veteran receiver out here take his time, give his quarterback a chance to get settled.
An ACL tear last year.
Well, and had Waddle caught this cleanly on the initial, not
get the nice completion in the first down. Good route there by Wilson. A perfect throw by Flacco.
Working one-on-one out of that slot area, presses that outside shoulder, gets back inside, and I would have liked.
wow. One-handed, and then into the end zone between.
They pick up 20.
Yeah, that's the matchup they wanted right there on 22. Tony Adams. That's who made the mistake on the kickoff return as well. And you can see Amari Cooper just knows it's too easy for me. I can set. Well, for a guy who had 3 catches for 17 yards, I don't think I've ever been more impressed with a game because he was open.
Wackiness of the game, but Deontay has developed into one of the primetime receivers in this league.
George Pickens, the rookie, number 14, clearing stuff on Stephon Gilmore. This is a disadvantage for Gilmore. I know he's an elite Super Bowl.
And he read this perfectly. I mean, he really played it well, and he saw it. And it's a good play by him.
Really nice job there. Taylor getting through and breaking that ball up. You see, he has him beat. Gets his hand.
Said, hey, how come we're not trying Cordell Flott a little bit more against DJ Moore? It's one-on-one again, going to the corner, just kind of stumbles coming out of the break.
So the Freiermuth gets the one-on-one, working on the backside against Adrian Phillips to save.
Look at this pass.
Throw and catch. Oh!
Wow.
Big concentration by Mike Strawn. You see Tyson Campbell at timeout. But Mack Wilson uses his speed and quickness. He's dropped off and fell into that coverage, but he was on the
At the beginning of the game.
I mean, but another guy bearing down.
On third down, it is that man right there, the guy he trusts the most at that wide receiver position. Earned that trust last year. He said that Amon-Ra.
This time it's Justin Evans, but look at this little wheel rub. Great job there, working together as a tandem.
You got to get the first down. You got to push it downfield. And this is where Trevor has gotten in trouble over his first 2 seasons.
Interception, first down.
A little bit of pressure on the backside of the throw, but he's trying to throw it up and give Devontae Parker.
Here, Kupp's going to run the little sit route. Skoranic's going to take it. Nice high-angle corner route. Sets it up well.
And this is so good at the top of this route. You see how he gets him totally turned around. Keeps him running, and then he's able to just come right out of that.
It's a back shoulder. It's a perfect throw. Let's see if Higgins pushes him right there.
Kind of did.
That's a ball that Davis Mills throws exceptionally well. That deep square in around 20 yards, and he throws it on a line, but he's...
Look at Coop doing it with a little flair.
What an opening drive. Inside receiver, Noah Brown. He's been here a while. He has a lot of reps, and he runs.
This is what we just talked about, right, Lou?
Yep.
Those safeties having to pay a little. Oh my gosh, Stephon Diggs.
Look at, they're going to converge on Higbee running the sit route. There goes Kupp to the outside. And when both defenders stay inside, it just becomes a foot race to the end zone.
Absolutely. This is a good idea by Trevor Lawrence. You just got to get a little bit longer. Julian Blackmon, Superman, coming through the air to try to snatch that one out of there, but he just can't hold on it.
What a play. And once again, just an extension of the run game, easy completion. Look at this route by Cooper Kupp, like a Waze map. I mean, just shook him out. Boom, creates the space, is wide open, and then Hall said the play's not over, channeled his inner Peanut Tillman and punched that sucker out.
Cortland Sutton had 7 targets. The rest of the guys had 6 receptions. And when you're throwing Cortland Sutton,
Burrow, his 1,000th, kept this drive alive with the pass of 15 yards to Higgins. That was a big one.
And watch Kupp go up inside to the back pylon, try and get lost in the shuffle there. But they knew exactly.
Being down by 3 touchdowns.
Here's Tyreek lined up on the rookie Armour Davis, and there's really not a lot to it. It's just a matter of, hey, I'm going to run by you. Obviously, there was some kind of confusion. Armour Davis doesn't even backpedal.
Listen, they don't have the same energy they did before.
couldn't decide where to go with the ball because this is a short area. That ball's got to be out now. Comes out a bit late. He has to loft it, and the receiver gets knocked out of bounds trying to make the catch.
You're going to see Noah Brown go up, and everyone's 4th and 2. They're going to stay low, right? Defenders.
You're just going to come right out here. But you know what the #1 attribute of anybody who catches the ball is, Adam? Right? Make the first guy miss. You make the first guy miss, you're going to get those yards.
It's the second time. I mean, look, that ball.
He gets his depth, sets it down, now come flat. Good timing and ball placement.
Coming from the Rams, he knew the offense, but he sells it to the flat and then comes right back. And, you know, that's no slouch who he's working up. 20-yard pickup.
Just a bad matchup. Just a really bad matchup. Renfro, one of the toughest guys to cover in the slot. And
Brown comes off the ball. He knows there's an inside defender, so you see how he kind of throttles it down. This is his first incompletion, and one of his best throws, maybe his best throw of the night. He put it right where he had to put it to drop it in there against that two-shell look in behind the, or in front of the safety, behind the corner, Dantzler, and Goddard just not quite able.
yeah, I do like safety play. You see Amani right here. Typically, when you're trying to catch up to a wide receiver, you tell him, keep your eyes on the man and run to the hip because you can't run as fast.
He'll stand back there and pick and choose his receivers today.
Yep, look, they're going to take Darren Waller and run the linebacker,
Quick 3 and out for the Vikings on offense. Yeah, well, Irv Smith, he's been banged up. He's one-on-one.
Says thank you very much. I'll go ahead and take that little slant on the outside, but usually this Bears defense plays.
Jalen Thompson, who was a question mark, just at the last second, plays the hand.
The Packers, I don't think we're too happy with how they played defense. Watch this one. Eric Stokes going to absolutely fly. Gets there in a hurry.
Watch what happens where you use outside leverage. He sits to the outside, and that's what Herbert sees. It's the top of the route. He thinks he's got inside, so he's got a chance to throw to the inside, and instead of being able to put it there, it's jumped. Perfect timing. Great job by a rookie in Watson to step in front of that throw where Herbert thought he had the leverage to work it back to the inside.
Not only a rookie, a 7th round draft choice, and because of the injury